Which is correct, web host or web hoster? Which is the best way to refer to a company that hosts your website? My web host supports Ruby. Or my web hoster supports Ruby. Or my web hosting service supports Ruby.
I've never heard web hoster, and web hosting service seems verbose to me. Web host is the generally accepted term, as far as I know.
In casual speech and conversations on the internet, the usual terminology is web host. If you need a more formal description, then you might want to go with a web hosting service. My web hoster supports Ruby. It sounds distinctly odd to me. It might occur in a sentence like, well-known web hoster.easy today announced record profits. Incidentally, one way to compare terms like this is to count the number of Google hits you get with the words in quotes. I get. Of the choices provided, the best way to refer to a company that hosts your website is your third option, web hosting service. Based on a Coca, 1, query web hosting 6 times more common than web host, and web hoster yields no hits. BTW, web server is 11 times more common than web host. Personally, I find your third option the best. My web hosting service supports Ruby. I could just as well go with, my web server supports Ruby. 1. Google is generally accepted to be worthless as a corpus search tool. This is why it is better to use a real corpus. Coca is good for American English and BNC is good for British English.
I normally say Ruby is included in the web hosting service for my website. Actually, I would say Ruby on Rails is included in the web hosting service for my website. The difference for me is that saying the web server includes Ruby seems to mean it will never be removed. Saying the hosting service includes Ruby means that it will be included until they don't change the service.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.